Hello, this is Giselle Gamby from the Intuitive Pull podcast. We are now in season 5 as we are on the home run for 2024. The next episodes will be daily episodes until the 31st of December 2024, all dedicated to you coming to full and complete resolution around the places within you and the places in your life that are unresolved. Hello, Intuitive Pull community. We are at episode 11 of my moment of beautiful madness to record an episode every day until the 31st of December 2024. Now that I'm in my 11th day, the main point I want to say here is that it's actually a really powerful structure of presence, of gratitude, and of commitment. So presence to what I'm seeing through the day, to what I'm receiving, through my listening, through my writing, my notes to self, through my meditations. Gratitude for all of that. Gratitude for seeing the song that is being played as I make this daily commitment to publishing on the podcast. Gratitude for even having the capacity and the ability to even give so much presence and commitment to such an intuitive pull. Because not everybody, the truth is, not everybody, depending on their life circumstances, depending on where they live, depending on what is pressing in their lives, not everybody has the ability to have the conversations that we're having here on the podcast, to have the conversations that I'm having in my coaching, to have the conversations that I have with myself. I was meditating this morning. I took myself to Freshwater Headland and I sat under the trees and I was looking over Freshwater Beach here on the Northern Beaches. And I closed my eyes and I listened to some music and I was in so much gratitude, like choked up type of gratitude. That really, that really good feeling, choked up type of gratitude that, gosh, not everybody has the ability. Sometimes because of their life circumstances, they're just focused on survival rather than being present to life. I am just so incredibly grateful for the level of presence that I have in my life on a daily basis because of the work that has chosen me. And I'm incredibly grateful for the level of presence that I have in recording these episodes for you. And I really hope that you are going through your own process, that some of it might be agitating, some of it might be uncomfortable, some of it might be completely enlightening. Some of it might be encouraging you to have the conversations that you haven't wanted to have with yourself. Yesterday, I delivered the masterclass that I said I would on Monday, the 25th of November. And one of the people that came on that masterclass said that since she's been listening to the episodes and had committed to the masterclass, that she'd actually been really feeling quite sad. She'd been feeling quite sad at how much she had abandoned herself. And her commitment to the masterclass and listening to these episodes have allowed her to face into that and to feel the feelings. And I'm just so, once again, incredibly grateful that even though it's uncomfortable, that uncomfortability is only temporary, because ultimately, let me tell you what all of this is in service to. What my commitment to being with you every day until the end of the year, what my commitment is to all the people that I'm coaching, and what my commitment is to myself. The ultimate commitment is to experience a fundamental shift in identity. I just finished writing to somebody, and I said to her, do you have the courage to let go of your attachment to the version, and I won't say what kind of work she does, but to the version of work that you have historically done? Do you have the courage to let go of the version in which you've been of service to people in the past? And do you have the courage to let go of the way in which you have created things in life up until now? Do you have the courage to let go of that identity? The identity of the way in which you've been of service to the world, and the identity in which you have created in your life. It is only through having the courage to let go of the identity that we have known ourselves to be. It is only through that we then get to stop holding on, and that we then get to take responsibility, because nobody else can do that for us, to become the version of ourselves where our joy is now found. Sometimes joy was found in a particular version of ourselves, and then something happens. Either slowly we start losing that joy, or some kind of catalyst happens in our lives where we're actually being asked, provoked, to step out of that identity, because that identity no longer serves us, and to open up to a new identity. Again, this week, I was speaking to someone who said to me, last week was the only time that he experienced joy in quite a long time. And the reason why he experienced joy last week was because he was in his zone of genius. He was being his most authentic, connected, powerful leader. And that was extremely joyful for him. Now, that isn't to happen only once. So think about yourself. Moments of joy as we transition into who we're becoming is not only to happen once. Those moments of joy, those moments of fulfillment, those moments of feeling full, in this transition of becoming a renewed version of ourselves, by having the courage to let go of the identity that we have known ourselves to be. That joy does not want to only be momentary. That joy wants to be here on a daily basis. And so how can we bring that joy to ourselves and to our lives on a daily basis? That's the question that I asked my friend earlier this week, and we came up with some ideas. And that's really where the focus should be. How can you bring joy to yourself on a daily basis? Sometimes it's right under your nose. Most often it is. Other times there are signposts that are telling you, come this way, because the regular route that you've been taking It may have been joyful on a daily basis for a very long period of time. But if you know that that version of you is done, joy is not found there. So will you stop holding on? Will you have the courage to let go? Will you have the bravery to surrender the way in which you've believed joy and fulfillment and purpose and meaning and abundance is to come? So that is a preamble that I was not expecting to share before getting to the topic of today's episode. I'm just coming on here. I was editing the episode that you've just been listening or watching, and I was about to go on to the next part of the episode, and I realized actually that's a totally different topic. So the preamble that I just defined as being a preamble is not a preamble. It's an episode within itself. And it's an episode in summary around having the courage to let go of ways in which we have found our joy, the courage to let go of the identity in which we have defined ourselves and the joy in which we have experienced over the years. Essentially, it's having the courage to let go. Now, what was really interesting as I was editing that episode is that it's now Friday, and I recorded that episode on Tuesday. That's only a few days ago, but as I was watching that episode, it was so awesome because I was actually watching that episode like as if I was a viewer of somebody else's podcast, and I felt like I was speaking to me. It was the most odd experience, and it allowed me to actually really appreciate the value of that conversation, which is why I've decided to cut it and make it an episode in itself. And then the piece that I was about to go into, I will make it an entirely different episode. Now, the thing that I also want to say is, since I have been obsessed about bringing resolution and freedom to the places within myself and the places within clients that have not been resolved, I'll speak to this from my point of view. The energy is therefore so alive. Like the energy that I have running through me is so alive and thriving that what I recorded on Tuesday, as I said, it's now Friday, and what has moved between Tuesday and Friday is it feels like almost like it feels like months worth of time, not just a few days. You know, this is a time of year where often people start to slow down, and I was running a group call with the My Best Year Yet group yesterday. And as we were completing the group call, we were all saying how the energy is just so alive that none of us, even though we're going to take holidays, none of us have that feeling of, oh, I really need to slow down. I need to really take some time out. Like we are in joy, we are on a roll. It is bloody awesome. And so what has occurred since I recorded this episode that I just watched with you on Tuesday is that I am changing things up. I am changing things up. So because there's so much energy running through me, my intuition is really, really clear. And I heard some new words yesterday about 2025's theme. And the reason why I heard these words that I'm now giving over to 2025 is because the clients that I have been working with have been in, like their wins have been in overflow. And all the people that I have been coaching are all people who have plenty of years of experience and wisdom. And our job has been to amass that wisdom and also to see the wisdom that's not yet been seen, an abundance of who they already are. We've been gathering, beg your pardon, we have been gathering and receiving and appreciating, and gosh, books have been written, new projects and contracts that are really lucrative and really impactful have been turning up, seemingly out of the blue. Another person had a $170,000 contract to land whilst he was on holidays. We've had some completions of marriages, but held in a process of love and respect and grace. We've had marriages that have had a sense of beautiful renewal from deep honesty with each other. It's been a time of overflow. And the reason why it's been a time of overflow is because we have been reaping the fruits of our labor. And so 2025's theme is it's a time of harvest. 2025 is a time of harvest because that is what we have been experiencing in 2024. And so, how I am changing things up because I am choosing to harness the energy that is coursing through me at the moment. And I want to share that with people who also feel, as I share, that 2025 is a time of harvest. I want to give you some really unique offerings that you may choose to take me up on. And these unique offerings are time limited. I've already spoken to you about the 8 one-on-one session offering to happen over a 3-month period for $8,000. I've already talked about that. That is available until the 31st of December this year. What I've also decided to add is a 5-session offering to be used over 3 months for $5,500, Aussie dollars, that is. You can use those 5 sessions or those 8 sessions over a 3-month period. So 5 sessions for $5,500, 8 sessions for $8,000. It's a little bit better value for 8 sessions, but you can do either. If you feel that you need one-on-one, like there are times I know for me that I just need that personalized service. I need somebody to really see me. And you know what? My superpower is that I can see you beyond what you can see yourself. So if you've got that feeling, I need one-on-one, and I don't need it every week, I don't need it for a long time, but I need an injection, you can take me up on the offer of 5 sessions to be used over 3 months. But that offer is only available until the 16th of December. So you need to commit to that and pay for that by the 16th of December, and we can work out when we want to start. The $8,000 offering is available until midnight or 11:59 p.m. on the 31st of December. Now, if you do not need one-on-one work, I want to talk to you about this. Yesterday, I ran the 3rd group call for my best year yet, which we started at the beginning of November. It is bloody awesome. We were having the time of our lives on this group call. The connection is beyond, the learning is beyond, the seeing is beyond, the enjoyment of being together is beyond, the sharing is beyond. And at the end of the call, we were saying $5,500, which is what they paid for 1 whole year's coaching. That is 3 group sessions per month, every month for a whole year for $5,500. I said yesterday, that is bloody ridiculous. Like, that is bloody ridiculous for the value. And they all agreed, and I'm not going to continue offering that program for $5,500. Yes, they took it up because there's a pre-sale fee, but I will not be offering this program for $5,500 again. However, I am until the 16th of December. So if you want to take me up on a whole year's worth of group coaching, 3 sessions per month for a whole year, come to as many sessions as you want. And we use writing notes to self as the vehicle to presence, to intuition, and into our leadership, and into this time of harvest. You can do that for $5,500 only until the 16th of December. After that, I'm going to put it up because it is too ridiculous. Seriously, it is too ridiculous. That's enough from me now. Those details will be in the show notes, but all that you need to do is reach out to me. I hope you enjoyed the episode that I have just rewatched with you. And now I will go to edit the second part of this episode, which will be its own perfect episode. Ciao, ciao.